Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Cheese here bringing you some more Go Battle League battles. Today we're jumping into the Open Master League. We have battles submitted by a member of the community by the name of Offic Tempest. He's also another content creator. I will put a link up in the description. Please make sure to check him out. He's an amazing battler. Today he's running a team of Melmetal with his standard movesets and he's using double dragon in the back. He's got Dragonite with the Dragon Claw superpower, and on his Garchomp he's got the Dragon Tail with Earth Power as well as Centum to bait in those instances where he can get a shield. Let's hop into this battle and see how well he's done. In the first matchup we have Melmetal against Giratina. This is not such a good matchup for him. He switches out into his Garchomp. The opponent now meets him with a Dialga. He's going to go straight for the Earth Power, and he no shields it, but the opponent gets a charge move before he does. He no shields it and doesn't manage to survive it. He's going to now come in with his Melmetal. He's going to now build up to 2 superpowers. He's going to fire off the first one. Let's see if he does get a shield from this Dialga, and the Dialga does not shield it on his side. He's going to go straight for the Rock Slide here. This should do I won't say a decent amount of damage, quite a little amount of damage to the Giratina. He's going to now switch out into his Dragonite. The opponent doesn't throw a charge move and goes into his Excadrill. Excadrill going to throw the Rock Slide. He does shield it on his side. He's going to go straight for the superpower. Let's see if he does shield us. The opponent no shielded. That's amazing for him. It's now got the Dragonite onto the Giratina. Giratina going to fire for charge move. Use the Shadow Ball, good shield on his side. He's now going to look to throw the Dragon Claw. Let's see if the Giratina does shield it, knowing that the Dragonite is debuffed. He has to shield it. Opponent now going to throw another charge move. This should be the Shadow Ball, which doesn't kill the Dragonite. He switches out into his Melmetal. Almost at 2 Rock Slides. Going to fire off the first one. This should definitely get the shield from the opponent, and he manages to get the second one before the opponent does. This should bring it close or take out the Giratina, and barely manages to take out the Giratina, but the Giratina now throws a charge move, which is a Shadow Ball, and takes out the Melmetal, and the opponent surrenders knowing the Dragon Breath will take him out. That's GG's, very well played. Jump into the next battle, Melmetal Mirror. I think it's a quite decent matchup. It's going to now depend on who's going to be having the biggest kahunas to throw the superpower. Offic Tempest going directly for the superpower, no shield, and he gets a message stating his battery is low. He couldn't swap out, playing very risky there, brother. And he's now going to shield his charge move and then fire off his own superpower. The opponent should definitely shield this on his side. He's going to switch out into his Garchomp. The opponent now comes in with a Zacian. He's going to go straight for the Earth Power. Let's see how much damage this does to the Zacian. The Earth Power lands and does just over half of the Zacian's health. Opponent now going to throw a charge move. It is a close combat, which does a decent amount of damage to the Garchomp. Lucky opponent running play rough. Throws another close combat, which does take out the Zacian. He is now opting to come in with his Dragonite, looking to farm down. Opponent going to fire for charge move. It is the Wild Charge, and the opponent actually switches out to allow Offic Tempest not to farm down. The opponent throws the Rock Slide. Offic Tempest now going straight for the superpower. Let's see the opponent shield. The opponent no shield on his side. In the back he's got a Giratina. This is quite a tricky matchup as he's got no shield and the opponent's got a shield. He's gonna throw the Rock Slide here. The opponent actually shields on his side, maybe thinking it could have been a Flash Cannon. Now you can spam these Rock Slides out. Does a decent amount of damage, or decent amount of chip damage rather should I say. Opponent now going to fire for charge move. It is a Shadow Ball, which doesn't take out the Melmetal, but now allows the Giratina to farm him down. Going to throw the Rock Slide, brings him into the yellow. Tries to switch out into his Dragonite, but the opponent's already ready with the Shadow Ball and fires it off, and that should be GG's, very well played. Jumping to the next battle, we have Melmetal against Dialga. It's a very good lead for Melmetal. His 2 back Pokemon doesn't want to see Dialga, as Dragon Breath will chunk them. He's going to throw the Rock Slide here. Opponent switches out into the Mewtwo. Does he look to catch? No, he doesn't. He's going to now shield on his side in case it is the Focus Blast, and what a shield from Offic Tempest as it is the Focus Blast. Now he switches out into his Garchomp. Will he look to farm down, or he has to fire off a charge move? Side Strike does a decent amount of damage to the Garchomp. He's now going to fire off the Centum. This should take out the Mewtwo. If the opponent comes back with the Dialga, he knows he can Dragon Breath down. Offic Tempest should wait for his timer and probably coming back with Melmetal. which he does come in with Melmetal. He's going to fire off a Rock Slide bait. Does the opponent respect it and shield? The opponent does. That's a very good bait from Offic Tempest. He's now going to fire off another bait. Let's see if the opponent does double shield as Dialga, and he gets both shields from the Dialga. That's very good news for him. Opponent now going to throw a charge move. The Iron Head won't KO. The Draco Meteor also doesn't kill, comes quite close. Opponent has a Giratina in the back. This should be GG's. Even if the opponent goes straight for the Shadow Ball, Dragonite can spam this Dragon Claws out and should take out the Giratina. Built up to almost 2, gonna fire off the first one. Good over farming there from Orphic Tempest. The Dragon Claw managed to take him out, and he's got a superpower ready for the Dialga. This should one-shot the Dialga from this range, or barely manages to, but the Dragon Breath down. That's GG's, very well played. Jumping to the next battle, we have Melmetal against Giratina. Not a positive lead for him. He's going to switch out into his Garchomp. The opponent now meets him with a Mewtwo. Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to then fire off a bait of a Centum. Let's see if the opponent does shield on his side. The opponent actually does shield, thinking maybe it could have been the Outpower, the Outrage. Now he's going to fire for charge move. It is the Side Strike. Orphic Tempest can now opt to shield and look to throw the Outpower to KO the Mewtwo, or maybe bait him again. This Dragon Tail now doing a lot of damage because it's debuffed. He's going to throw the Centum. Let's see if the opponent does shield it. No shield from the opponent, and that should take out the Mewtwo. Let's see what the opponent now comes back in with. He's got a Metagross in the back. Gonna fire off the Centum to debuff it, and then the Metagross should then take him out, which the Metagross does. He now comes back in with his Melmetal. He's gonna fire the superpower, but it is a CMP tie. Is he gonna call the bait? And he hits actually the Earthquake, but doesn't KO Melmetal. Melmetal be hanging in there. He's gonna now throw the superpower, which the opponent does shield, and now switches into his Dragonite. Opponent gonna throw a charge move. This is the Meteor Mash. Orphic Tempest looking to shield on his side. He's gonna now Dragon Breath the Giratina. Gonna throw the Dragon Claw. This should do a decent amount of damage to it. The opponent should get to a charge move before he does. This should be the Shadow Ball. It's actually a Dragon Pulse. Wow, quite a moveset there on the Giratina. Nothing now that Orphic Tempest can do that will win in the matchup. I think if it was a Shadow Ball, it would have been a different scenario, but very well played there from the opponent. Jumping on to the next battle, we have Melmetal against Groudon. This is a terrible lead. He's going to go straight into his Garchomp. The opponent now comes in with a Dialga. His Dragon Breath are chunking this Garchomp like it's nothing. He's going to go for a Centum bait. No shield from the opponent there. Can he get to another one before the opponent manages to farm down? And he barely does. Dragon Breath just too OP. Managing to take out the Garchomp before he throws a charge move. Opponent now gonna fire off a charge move. He now knows no need to shield us. It is the Iron Head, which barely does nothing to the Melmetal. He's looking to farm down and have a lot of energy for whatever does come back, which should be the Groudon. The opponent throws a Draco Meteor. No shield from Orphic Tempest, almost taking out the Melmetal there. He switches out into his Dragonite, which the opponent does meet him with a Yveltal. Yveltal gonna throw a Dark Pulse on his side, which Orphic Tempest does shield. He's gonna now fire off a Dragon Claw. Let's see if the opponent does shield it. The opponent does shield it on his side. He's now gonna throw another Dragon Claw. Let's see if the opponent does shield this one. Another shield from the opponent. Opponent gonna fire off a charge move now. It is the Dark Pulse, which he does shield. He's now gonna continue to farm. It's gonna be a race. Orphic Tempest getting to this Dragon Claw. I don't think this will take it out. Should bring it close to farm down. Actually, it does take it out. Now it's Groudon against Dragonite, and this should be GG's. Nothing that Groudon could do. Very well played. Jumping to the next matchup, we have Melmetal against Giratina. Not a good lead for him. He switches out into his Garchomp. Opponent comes in with a solid wall. Togekiss, nothing Garchomp can do is going to affect this to the Togekiss. Opponent going to probably look to farm down. Not before Orphic Tempest gets off 2 Centums. Should weaken the defense. I think Melmetal can come in now and farm quite a bit of energy. He does come in with his Melmetal. Opponent gonna fire for charge move. Is it a flamethrower? It is a flamethrower. Good shield there from Orphic Tempest. He's gonna build up a ton of energy and now fires off a Rock Slide. This one Rock Slide should take out the Togekiss, as it's been double debuff. Opponent comes now with the Giratina. He comes out with his Dragonite, which the opponent now switches in an Excadrill. He's going to go for the bait. The opponent does shield. That's a good bait on his side. Opponent now going to throw a charge move. And he gets another low battery sign there. Opponent going to throw another charge move. Not sure if he manages or he missed of a few Dragon Breaths there, which he does, or need to shield there. He's going to look to fire off this Dragon Claw, hoping to get the shield from the opponent. And the opponent no shields it on his side. He gets to another Dragon Claw. Let's see if the opponent does shield this one. And the opponent does shield it. He tries to switch out, but it's actually a CMP tie, and this should take out the Dragonite. And now it's Giratina against Melmetal. I don't think Melmetal can win this on his side. It's going to be quite close. Melmetal gets to the charge move quite quick. He throws the Shadow Ball, does a decent amount of damage. He's going to overfarm a little bit and throw this Rock Slide. If he can beat him to the next rock slide, then he might be able to take this, but the opponent's already at a charge move, and this should take out the Melmetal, or barely does, but one Shadow Claw does actually take it out. That's GG's. Jumping to the next battle, Melmetal against Zacian. Not such a great matchup, as Zacian does have access to close combat. He's going to now wait for the opponent, I'm guessing, to fire off first, which he no shields, and the opponent throws a player up bait. What a call there from Orphic Tempest, not spending a shield there. He can now throw this rock slide, which the opponent does shield, thinking maybe it could have been the flash cannon. Going to now fire off another rock slide on his side. He's now looking in a good spot here. He's going to throw a third rock slide before the opponent can fire off his charge move, and now the opponent does throw his charge move on his side. Orphic Tempest looking to shield there. It is a close combat, very good shield. Looking to throw another charge move from the opponent, which he double shields. Opponent switches out into a Giratina, which he can meet him then with his Garchomp. Opponent going to fire off a charge move. This should be the Shadow Ball, which does a decent amount of damage to the Garchomp. He's going straight for the Earth Power. Let's see if the opponent does shield it on his side, and the opponent no shields it, which it now does take out the Giratina. Let's see what the opponent now comes back in with. He comes in with the Zacian again. Can he get to the Centum before he farms on? Yes, he does. This should either take it out or bring it quite close, and he actually does take it out in the back. The opponent does have a Dialga. This is good. He's got two Pokemon that's got access to superpower, so he can basically try and threaten this Dialga. He's gonna go for a bait. Let's see if the opponent does shield it. The opponent does shield it, and now he manages to get to the superpower, which this should do a decent amount of damage to the Dialga, almost half of the health. And now he's going to switch into his Dragonite. Opponent needs to go straight for the Draco Mewtwo if he wants to at least try and win this, which he does. Now it's a race to the charge move, but Melmetal getting the superpower much quicker than the Dialga, and this should be GG's. Very well played. Jumping to the next battle, we have Melmetal against Dragonite. This is a good lead. He just needs to watch out for those superpowers. His opponent when to throw a superpower and dip, he overfarms slightly in case the opponent wants to catch. He's now going to fire off this rock slide, which does a decent amount of damage, and he manages to get to the next rock slide before the opponent actually does, which now the opponent has to shield on his side. He switches out into his Garchomp, looking to Dragon Tail down. What a play from Orphic Tempest there. Opponent now throws a Dragon Claw, but the Dragon Tail that went through manages to take out the Dragonite. He comes in now with a Metagross. He's going to go straight for the Earth Power, but the opponent does what a catch on his Mewtwo. Still does a decent amount of damage to the Mewtwo. He manages to get to the Centum before the Mewtwo can farm him down, which barely almost takes him out. He now can come in with the Dragonite and then quickly try to snipe, but the opponent manages to throw the Side Strike, which he shields. And now the opponent's gonna come in with the Metagross again. So only Pokemon he's got. Dragonite can actually take this Meteor Mesh quite easily. He's going to throw the superpower immediately. Let's see if the opponent does shield us. The opponent does shield it. He can now switch back into his Melmetal, look to get to at least two superpowers, and this should take out the Metagross. He shields the first one, is a Meteor Mesh bait. Now he's at two superpowers, going to fire off the first one. This should almost take out the Metagross, and then he can just throw the second one here, which now should take out the Metagross. That's GG's. Very well played. Jumping to the next battle, we have the Melmetal against Excadrill. Not a good matchup there for Melmetal. He needs to try and land the superpowers while the Excadrill got the Drill Run. Is he going to shield the first Drill Run? No, he lets it go. Does a decent amount of damage to the Melmetal. He's going to now fire the superpower, and the opponent shields it on his side. He's going to look to get to the next superpower, but the opponent swaps out into Mewtwo, which now he can safely swap out into his Dragonite. Opponent going to throw a charge move. He is actually a shield up. He's going to look to overfarm slightly and now throw the Dragon Claw. Let's see if the Mewtwo does shield. No shield from the Mewtwo there. Going to fire off a Side Strike. He can now safely shield and farm down and have a superpower ready for the Excadrill if it does come back in. And the opponent now comes in with a Zarude. What an amazing Pokemon. I like the typing of it. He no shields the first charge move. Is he going to get to another one? He manages to get to another Dragon Claw. Let's see if the opponent does shield us. He does shield. I think it's going to be the superpower. A quick swap into the Melmetal, now fires off the superpower. So all the energy that the Zarude had now goes to waste. The opponent only got now the Excadrill. He now fires off a charge move, which is the Drill Run. He can safely come in with his Garchomp, shield one, so even don't need to shield. Go to this Earth Power and should take out the Excadrill. He's actually charging up. He's almost there, and he throws the Earth Power, and this should be GG's. Nothing that the opponent can do on his side. Very well played there. Jumping into the next battle, we have the Melmetal against Zacian. quite a good lead again, as I say. Just needs to watch for this close combats. He's gonna now try to ball up to the flash cannon. Opponent gonna throw first, which is good for him because in case it is a close combat, it will take more damage from this rock slide. He manages to CMP tie. He has to shield the second one as it would take out his Melmetal. The opponent now debuffed. He's gonna throw the rock slide. The opponent does shield, switches out into Dialga. He's gonna now fire off a superpower. Let's see if the opponent does shield us on his side. And the opponent no shield it. He's gonna fire off the second superpower here. Let's see if the opponent does shield it and want to keep the Dialga alive, which he does. Now shields are down. This is good for Orphic Tempest. He's gonna get to the Sand Tomb, but actually doesn't throw it. He's gonna look to farm down. It is a Draco Meteor, good shield there. He manages to farm down. Does the opponent come back in with the Zacian? And he does come back in with the Zacian. Orphic Tempest going straight for the Earth Power here. This should do a decent amount of damage to the Zacian. Let's see, the Zacian is going to throw a charge move. A good catch there from the opponent onto his Yveltal. Centum not doing effective there. He's going to look to farm up a bit more. Does he switch out? And what a catch from him. He switches out into his Dragonite, keeping energy there on his Garchomp. Opponent fires off a Dark Pulse, does a decent amount of damage, but nothing too threatening to Dragonite. Can Dragonite get to the charge move? He's actually looking to farm down. Dragon Breath coming in clutch there. Gonna fire off this superpower. The opponent should shield it. He actually no shields on his side. Actually, he's got no shields. And now it should be GG's because the opponent has to throw a charge move, and I think Garchomp does win CMP over Zacian there, and he throws a Sand Tomb there, which should take out the Zacian. That's GG's, very well played. Amazing team there from Orphic Tempest, running Melmetal with a double dragon coverage. Just congratulations there on hitting veteran. Good luck this season on your run to legend. And thank you so much again for submitting these battles with us. Really amazing to watch displays. If you are new to my channel, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.